This is November 22nd, 2009, and this is the trail here. That's where we're digging. Just up here, that's the hill. And how the hill looks like from here. So I'm going to step back, take the rest of the trail. I'm almost out of battery because I couldn't recharge it before I left. See, there's a trail. And you see how it turns slightly to the left? It actually does. Down there, turn to the left. Step back for the whole trail. Running out of video time here. And right there is where he would have been digging, I would believe. A lot of these little trees weren't here then. That big tree there, the white one, I do believe that was there then. The whole area was really pretty. And across the road, of course, we have our little forest. This is where I walked through. While he was digging, I went for a walk in the woods here. And again, all these little trees weren't here. This is what I walked through. Well, we slept out here last night. It got a little cold. All I had was a blanket. Turned out we didn't bring enough sleeping bags. But for November, the end of November, it's pretty warm out here. And I just realized, too, it's getting to the anniversary of my brother's disappearance. He went missing on November 26th. And I believe we found a spot where that girl's buried, and it's November 22nd, almost on the anniversary of his disappearance. It was kind of weird. We phoned the police last night, and I told them I was coming before we came up. They haven't showed up yet, and I realized from us digging that there's no way we're going to be able to dig up that whole hill before the ground freezes, which is really unfortunate. I see my son over there now digging. So we're going to try to do what we can. I'm pretty sure we have the right place. I described this area to the police many, many years ago. I even told them on what road it could be found at, and every description I gave is accurate, as well as the area it is supposed to be on. I told them it's on Highway 18, which is Park Road. It's on Highway 18 or just off of Highway 18 on the left-hand side, and sure enough, this area is on the left-hand side of Highway 18. I told them that there was a quarry at the end of the trail that came out on the right-hand side. There's a quarry here, comes out on the right-hand side. I told them there's pine trees on the right-hand side, and we're in them now. And ordinary trees on the left-hand side, which there are, and there's a hill on the left-hand side, which there is. And also, I told them that the hill slightly turned to the left, which it does. So absolutely every detail that I said is here. And even one thing I didn't even realize, when I remember my dad on the hill digging the hole, I didn't see trees behind him, just, alongside of him. And the reason for that is because there's a huge quarry behind him, which of course we cannot grow trees. I didn't realize that at the time because I didn't get up on the hill. But that's why I saw no trees behind him, even though we're in the middle of the woods. So absolutely every detail that I was looking for and that I described is here. There's no way I could have guessed that a place like this with all this detail just existed here off of this road if I'd never been here. And the reason I was here was because, of course, my dad was digging on that hill. I'd like to photograph the anomalies in the hole we're digging.
I know that.
First go over this mound here. We found this mound right in the area where I would think she's most likely. It looks like a man-made mound. And that rock was on the head of it. So indeed it was long, straight, with the rock right there where I'm pointing there, the rock there, and then the mound. and definitely an area of which I'm looking that she's buried. And so it almost looked like a grave, and a rock, a grave marker. Now I'd like to videotape the ground differences from where the mound is. Can you see the top of the mound? It's all clay. Then it gets into the darker soil and all clay, which over on this side of where we're digging, it's backwards. It's totally backwards. Here we have the clay at the bottom and goes up to the regular soil on top. See the differences? And this is where the mound was. It's backwards, so it looks like the soil is being disturbed because we have what should be in the bottom, the clay, is sitting on top, and the good soil at the bottom. So it would appear, again, that's where we found a rock, and that's what's left over of the mound here. There's the rock there, and the mound. So it would appear that somebody has, well, dug that, that's not natural formation, so it would appear that somebody has altered the soil here, and somebody's altered the soil here, and the rock, of course, was on top of it, so somebody must have put the rock at the head of it.
You want to say something?
Yeah, where the hell are the cops? Please. Well, I'm at Cedarhurst Quarries. My children and I were digging for a grave and are wondering why the cops haven't come over, because we're not going to have enough time to dig this up. Yeah, I thought you were supposed to be here this morning. We're at Cedarhurst Quarries on Park Road. Just down from Old Homestead. My name's Kathy Norris. It's the second call from this area. Hi, it's Kathy Norris calling. I've been waiting at Cedarhurst Quarry Trails. The police are supposed to come up here, take a look at where we're digging, so hopefully they'll take over, because there's no way we're going to be able to dig this up on Park Road. Just down from Old Homestead.
I know.
Okay, here's the birch tree. Cops just left. I think 3 of them came out. And the cops told me that this whole area looked different. There probably wasn't even a hill there in 1972. I think they're full of shit. I seem to remember this birch tree here in 1972. Only a lot smaller. And a cop told me that this birch tree probably was not here in 1972, that it just, they grow like wild weed. This is a really wide stem birch tree. And it is extremely tall. I think it's been here since 1972. Does everybody have the shovels and everything? There we go. There's a birch tree. I seem to remember from 1972. I was here, actually standing about here in 1972. Birch tree there. Trail turns to the left. Cops are here. I should have had the camera on. They actually told me that another girl, or no, they didn't say girl. They told me another person was found in these woods in 1975. They couldn't tell me if it was a guy or girl or how old it was. They said, solved, or already found. Actually, they couldn't tell me if it was solved. They found a body in these woods in 1975. Couldn't tell me anything else about it. So they didn't want to come up because they already found a body in here. Like, if they did find a body in here in 1975, it's not the girl I'm looking for. So they could probably come out and help me find her.